Hello everyone, welcome to my update US gossip channel. For saying the cruelest thing to Janelle, Kody Brown apologizes. Fans of Sister Wives are familiar with Kody Brown's antics, but in the most recent episode, we witnessed the patriarch displaying vulnerability in front of his former partner. In North Carolina, the reality star had a conversation with Janelle, her former sister wife. Kody believed that this encounter would help him deal with the stress and regret he had been feeling towards his former family members for years. Fans who are aware of Kody's past may anticipate that he will also make a mistake. However, he shocked many by disclosing his prior anger management problems. He went so far as to say he wished he could go back. However, TLC has been marketing Kody's alleged apology tour for some time, so this turn from him hasn't come as a surprise. Is this apology genuinely sincere, though? Or is the timing more complicated than it first appears? To learn more, continue reading. Why did Kody Brown begin his apology tour? The Brown family and their connections are the main subject of Sister Wives' typical plots. That hasn't altered all that much. Kody is attempting to own his role in the family's disintegration this season. Those who have been following along are aware that the Coyote Pass gathering marked a tipping point. While Janelle and Mary waited in their cars, Kody and Robin came to complete the property deal. Even after the deal, the four hardly recognized one another, and it was hard to ignore their silence. Later on, Kody acknowledged that this experience made him consider how the Brown family had gotten to this position. He discussed treatment with Robin and mentioned that he felt nearly forced to face his own actions. Kody claims that the purpose of the apology tour was to let his ex-wives feel free rather than remain mired in the past. Even still, Janelle admitted in a confessional that she wasn't sure why Kody wanted to get back in touch at this time and wondered if his intentions were sincere. Sister Wives, an explanation of Kody's heartfelt apology to Janelle Brown. In an attempt to mend their differences, Kody went to North Carolina to have a one-on-one meeting with Janelle. He confessed right away that he harbored resentment during the split and that he vented his rage on the whole family. Kody stated to Janelle that his emotional response sprang from inside hurt and that no one deserved the degree of annoyance he displayed. Then he addressed what he claimed to be the most agonizing thing he had ever said. Kody informed Janelle he didn't love her in a prior season. He acknowledged that the assertion was a lie born from pain during their talk. Janelle became emotional upon hearing that. She informed Kody that no matter what issues they were having, she always knew he loved her. Kody recalled their early marriage in his confession. He began to talk about the love they had once shared and apologized for not preserving their relationship. Kody acknowledged that Janelle was the one who suffered as a result of his struggles with the realities of many marriages. Janelle expressed her gratitude for the apologies and her continued concern for him. However, she had little desire in re-establishing a connection that went beyond co-parenting. She concluded by expressing her hope that Kody would make amends with their kids. Astonishing. Kody Brown calls himself a bad-tard and apologizes to Janelle Brown. Over the years, Sister Wives star Kody Brown has genuinely harmed his ex-wives numerous times. But he believes it's time to make amends with everyone, and he ought to start by saying he's sorry. He is apologizing to all of his ex-wives, which is exactly what he is doing. He believes that everything might be okay if he apologizes. However, everyone is aware that mending broken relationships takes ongoing work and cannot be done with a speech. Everyone is aware of Kody's difficulties with consistency. He went straight to Janelle to beg her forgiveness as he began his apology tour. What was it that he said? What was her response? Find out by continuing to read. Everything you should know about Kody's apology tour is right here. Kody Brown, star of Sister Wives, has made the decision to offer an apology to everyone he has seriously offended with his behavior. In order to accomplish this, the reality TV personality has organized an apology tour in which he will personally apologize to each of his ex-wives for the suffering he caused. The tour's December schedule was previously disclosed by TLC. Kody was shown visiting Christine, Janelle, and Mary in the promo. On December 14th and 21st, respectively, Christine's portion is scheduled to debut. Christine's appearance in the scenario with her husband, David Woolley, will be fascinating to witness. Kody is going to see Janelle on December 7th. On December 28th, he will take a plane to Utah and speak with Mary. Kody describes himself as a bastard. In a recent Sister Wives episode, Kody Brown flew to North Carolina to apologize to Janelle Brown, one of his ex-wives, as part of his apology tour. "I think we've needed an olive branch, the entire family," he remarked. He went on to say that he flew to North Carolina to meet Janelle because she had been given the high honor of being the person he felt most comfortable extending an olive branch to. Kody clarified that he was sorry for being so angry and bitter over the family breakup, particularly with regard to his ex-wives. He said to Janelle, "Nobody deserves to have me be that angry." He called himself a bastard, which startled her even more. He clarified, "I've been a bastard about this whole breakup, for years." He went on to say that lying to her about not being in love with her was a mistake. "I believe saying I didn't love you was the cruelest thing I ever did. That was untrue. From the standpoint of suffering, that was untrue," he remarked. Kody went on to acknowledge that he committed certain errors in the plural marriage. He clarified that he ought to have safeguarded his and Janelle's unique space. Janelle told the cameras that she needed Kody to defend her throughout the first 2 or 3 years, but he didn't. "To survive in those early years, I had to sort of emotionally close down," she remarked. She acknowledged that it was all in the past and expressed her belief that the ex-couple still has feelings for one another. But she wouldn't think of him as a friend. "I will not be in his life, and he is not in mine," she declared. However, Kody went on to say that he would still ask for forgiveness since, in retrospect, he saw that everyone was a part of something unique. Kody Brown apologizing for saying the meanest thing to Janelle Brown has become one of the most unexpected emotional turning points of Sister Wives, and the moment feels even more surreal considering how long the family's fractures have been visible on screen, how deep the wounds run, and how stubborn Kody has been in the past about owning his wrongdoings. In the latest episode, the cameras follow him to North Carolina, capturing a raw, uneasy tension as he walks into the room knowing he's meeting a woman who endured years of emotional neglect, dismissive comments, and explosive confrontations, yet still somehow managed to carry the Brown family on her shoulders. Janelle sits with a mix of guarded calm and determination, looking like someone who has had enough of revisiting old pain but is still willing to hear the man out, for closure, if nothing else. What viewers immediately recognize is that this meeting isn't some scripted TLC stunt or a quick sorry tossed over a shoulder. Instead, it's a complex confrontation between two people whose lives were intertwined for nearly 3 decades, who raised 6 children together, and who weathered the tense, unraveling final years of the plural marriage while cameras rolled. Kody's body language is almost shocking, his voice cracks, his eyes drop repeatedly, and there's a slowness to the way he talks, like he's wrestling with every memory he's kept buried. He admits to Janelle that the bitterness he unleashed during the divorce era wasn't really about her, it was about him, his fears, his pride, his inability to cope with the collapse of the plural structure he once championed as his identity. Fans expected him to fumble this moment, lash out defensively, or blame someone else, because Kody has never been known for self-reflection, but this time he does the opposite, he names his faults directly. According to him, the apology tour, TLC's heavily promoted sequence of emotional reconciliations, started long before he stepped foot in North Carolina, and it began the moment he and Robyn pulled up to Coyote Pass to finalize the property sale. Instead of relief, he felt something collapse inside him. Janelle and Mary were sitting in their cars, unwilling to interact, and the atmosphere was so thick with silence it felt like a funeral for the Brown family's past. He tells Janelle that the stillness that day forced him to confront who he had become, a man who once preached unity but ended up dividing the very family he wanted to lead. It was after that moment, he says, that he seriously discussed therapy with Robyn and realized he needed to take responsibility for his outbursts, his controlling tendencies, and his harsh judgments that pushed everyone away. Janelle listens, but she's cautious, and she says later in her confessional that she doesn't fully know why Kody wants to reconnect now, whether it's genuine soul-searching or a desperate attempt to reshape his image after losing the support of most of his adult children. Still, she allows him the space to speak, even when the conversation veers into the darkest memory between them. Kody brings up the line that fans still talk about with disgust, the moment he told Janelle he didn't love her. That moment aired seasons ago, and it was one of the first signs viewers saw that the fractures between them ran deeper than disagreements over COVID rules or holiday plans. When he brings it up, his voice cracks again. He tells her it was a lie born from pain, he says, and that he only said it because he was drowning in anger and heartbreak, lashing out at the safest target like someone flinging a knife at the closest wall. Janelle's eyes soften, and she tells him something she's never said before, that deep down, she always knew he loved her, even when he was acting like he didn't. The camera captures a moment of silence between them, one that carries both grief and relief, before Kody continues explaining that he regrets not protecting what they built in their early marriage, the years when they were actually happy, affectionate, and united in raising their growing family. He admits that plural marriage broke him in ways he didn't understand until too late, and that his frustrations with the complicated structure were often unfairly taken out on her. She nods, but her confessional reveals a truth far heavier. In the first years of being married to Kody, she often felt alone, unsupported, and pushed aside. She had wanted him to stand up for her, especially during conflicts between the wives, but instead, she says she had to emotionally shut down to survive. That admission hits harder than anything Kody says, because it reveals just how deep the wounds were long before the pandemic ever shook the family apart. From there, the conversation shifts into the territory fans expected.